What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Ben Davison. Dillian Whyte, get this. According to Ben Davison, Dillian Whyte's last performance against Christian Hammer, he states he simply finished as a top fighter. He said, quote, Dillian Whyte's performance was lower than mediocre. It seems to me he is finished as a top heavyweight, maybe as a gatekeeper at this point of his career, but I don't see him being a major threat to heavyweights of today. And those are the words of Ben Davison. And let me counterpunch. I wouldn't say that exactly, and it's kind of strange to hear Ben Davison say those things about Dillian Whyte. I know he's had some newfound success with Anthony Joshua in his last two fights against Otto Whyte and Francis Ngannou. However, Ben Davison, I think, was rather cruel on Dillian Whyte because this is his road back. He's been out of the ring for over a year, okay? In fact, like a year and a half. And, you know, he fought Jermaine Franklin, and he has Buddy McGirt with him. And, of course, nobody really knew what was going on with Dillian Whyte. And I want to remind everybody, the experience that Dillian Whyte has had, a lot of people just think about, well, it's just too many times that this has happened, so they look at Dillian Whyte as suspect. I look more at the psychological aspect coming from the pressure on and the mental position of the fighter. Think about how Dillian Whyte feels about that shit. If you noticed, that has to be a stressful situation knowing that you work and train and you do your job to your best and strange things happen. Now, what type of encouragement do you tell someone like that then has to hire a bunch of damn lawyers and then have to, verify a lot of things and then stay silent and then, it's almost like you have to tune off boxing for a while in order to, just keep your sanity, because if it's something that Dillian Whyte knew he did not do or something that he was unaware of, okay, that's got to be some stressful stuff. I mean, it really has to be. But more so than that, when you come back, you look like shit. That's worse. Because, see, that gives people opportunity, like Ben Davison and other people that watch Dillian Whyte fight Christian Hammer, which is a journeyman at this point. And the way he looked like, again, like the Black Michelin Man. He looks like the condition he was in when he fought Darius Walk. If you guys can remember, he looked like the Black Michelin Man. Absolutely. He had rolls everywhere. He had tetas. He had breastises. Okay, and nobody really wanted to see him in that condition, and it just lets you know, like, hey, he had to be doing a lot of eating, and he's probably a person, if he gets stressed, then he goes and eats in excess. Some people drink and do whatever, but I think for Dillian Whyte, he may just say, hey, you know what? Give me that bucket of chicken. You know what I mean? Give me that pizza. Give me that steak. Give me that cheese steak. Give me that hot dog. Give me that corn dog. Give me all this fattening stuff because I'm stressed out of my mind because I fight and I train and I prepare, and then these type of things happen to me. And people like Ben Davison is saying, like, hey, he looks like he's finished as a top pro. I think Dillian Whyte needs those type of words because I think he needs to fight the power. I think Dillian Whyte, the more comfortable he is, I think the less hungry he gets. I think he needs people saying things against him. I think he needs that criticism. I think he needs that to be driven, okay? Because I've seen, regardless of what Dillian Whyte looked like St. Patty's Day yesterday, I've seen Dillian Whyte in hella shape. I mean, very good shape. I don't mean the shit that he showed up with Tyson Fury. I mean, good shape, bro. And he looked good. You know what I mean? And I would hate to think that he looks good because of something that he constantly keeps taking. Because had it been me at this point, there shouldn't be any supplements or any of that shit. You don't need any of that, bro. You don't need supplements. You don't need multivitamins even at that point. You don't need anything that may even put you in a situation where it may be some minute chemical in there that may be something that you have no idea. Because believe it or not, whatever you consume is up to you. It's up to you and the people that you hire to feed you everything or to put or inject or whatever. Anything responsible for going in your body, they're responsible for along with you. That's your team. So you have to confide with them. If you don't, okay, well, that's your problem. You can't blame anybody but yourself. But still, it's still the responsibility of the fighter what he or she puts in their body. You know what I'm saying? So, like, with him not looking as good, even though Christian Hammer, you know, he quit, you know, and I think Dillian Whyte did a pretty good job to me, honestly. I mean, again, it's a long layoff. He's 35 years old. What do you want from him? You know, and I think he's going to have to prove people wrong like Ben Davison that, hey, I'm not finished as a top heavyweight. I will be back and I will prepare and I will stay clean or whatever. I will make sure this never happens. And I think he should be more concerned with making sure that there's nothing that gets in his way of fighting another fight like he missed with AJ. Bars. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Ben Davison stating that Dillian Whyte may be finished as a top heavyweight. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.